Yeah, good afternoon. How are you doing? Okay, so viewers, welcome back again to another insight commentary. So I'm saying I'm your host, Alfred. Okay, so last week we learned that the Supreme Court has already ruled on birthright citizenship in the case Wang Kim Ark. The court said clearly anyone born on US soil is a citizen. So I'm saying, okay. And viewers, let me remind you Congress cannot ban birthright citizenship. The president cannot erase it. The only way to change the 14th Amendment is through a congressional amendment, and that requires numbers too high for politics to reach. So I'm saying, okay, that's why your citizenship is locked by constitution. Okay, so now viewers, this evening we continue our teaching series. I am going to give you 20 questions and answers on the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the 14th Amendment. Each question will be explained so you understand the foundation of America and protection of citizenship. So I'm saying, okay. So here is the first set of questions and answers constructed by the topic. Okay, this is the Declaration of Independence. Question one: when was the Declaration adopted? Okay, and that is July 4th, 1776. Explanation: America's symbolic birthday. So, in other words, that is when America get independence from the British. So I'm saying in those days was the British Emperor usually ruled the earth. So I'm saying, so the time when the Declaration of Independence was in July 4th, 1776. Okay. The second question: who wrote the Declaration? I know plenty Americans who are born Americans don't know who write the Declaration. It's only immigrants like me can tell you that, because this is what I have to go through to be a citizen of America. So the person who write the Declaration of Independence is Thomas Jefferson. As you know, it's not Thomas Jefferson alone helped write the Declaration of Independence. You have other persons write it also, but this question is for one person. So Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. Okay, one of the write it. So you have plenty who write the Declaration too, but he is one who wrote the Declaration. Okay, all right. So the third question goes like this: why did the founder why did the founders risk their life to sign it? Very important question that. And the answer for that signing was treason against the British. In those days, signing was treason. So if anyone sign any documents without the British permission, say a treason that. So I'm saying, yeah. All right. So let me explain that now. They close liberty over safety. So as a matter of fact, they choose liberty over safety, so to speak. Not close. Choose. Okay. All right. Number 4. What does unalienable rights mean? And that is right government cannot take away. So as means the government can't take away your unalienable rights. No time at all. So I'm saying, okay. So let me explain that for you. Life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness are timeless protection. So I'm saying, yes. All right. Number 5. Is the Declaration a part of the U.S. law? Is the Declaration part of U.S. law? The answer for that is no. Let me explain it why. It gave principle, but the Constitution gave structure. So I'm saying, so the Constitution bigger, because that is the one that where the law come from. So I'm saying, okay. So the second title here we're going to talk about is the Constitution, the big boss. Yeah. Okay. So question number 6. When was the Constitution written? Yes, that is a question. Well, you have some Americans don't know when the Constitution written. You know, see, but the immigrants have to know that, because when the immigrants have to answer before they can become citizens. So I'm saying, okay, so the Constitution was written in 1787. 1787. So I'm saying the explanation, drafted in Philadelphia at the Constitutional Convention. So in other words, in order for you to change any amendment from the Constitution, you have to go through Constitutional Convention. God, that's all everything make up. So I'm saying, and it come with a mathematical figure. All right. Number 7. Why is the Constitution called the supreme law of the land? Okay. The answer for it is Article 6, make it higher than all laws. Explanation. Nothing outrank the Constitution. Nothing at all can outrank the Constitution. So when I hear some people in America now, especially these experts and these politicians and these big roughnecks talking about they want to remove the Constitution to do that, nobody can outrank that. That's seal and sign. So I'm saying, okay. Number 8. What are checks and balances? Each branch limits the other. For example, Congress makes laws. That's the only thing Congress can do. They write law and they make law. The president enforce them. So I'm saying, court intercept them. So in other words, each branch limit the other. So you have branch in America can't go higher than the limit for them to go. So I'm saying, okay. So Congress makes law. The president have to enforce the law. So I'm saying anything where the Congress say, the president have to go by it. And the way him feel like. So I'm saying, okay, so people, learn this and dig this. No matter what you see happen in our beautiful America today, there are things where no one cannot touch. Some people only make a fool of themselves. Guess what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Number 9. Can the president change the constitution? That's a very important question. Very, very important question that. Can the president of the United States change the constitution? I'm going to tell you. The answer to that question is N-O, no. So I'm saying only Congress and state together can amend it. Okay? Full stop there. So when you hear some people or some politician talk about the president can change the constitution or bypass the constitution, tell them say, me, Alfred, say, no, the president don't have that high authority to do that. You understand? All right. Okay. Number 10. What is the Bill of Rights? There are some people in America don't know what the Bill of Rights is. Even some people where you say, sit down in a parliament talk. Yeah, man. So, I'm going to tell you what the Bill of Rights is. The Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. Yeah, the first 10 amendments is the Bill of Rights. Okay, all right. Explanation for that is protection. It protects freedoms like speech, religion, and due process. Yes, and that's a fact. All right. So we'll move on now to amendments. Okay. All right. Number 11. When was the 14th Amendment adopted? Anyone can tell me that? No one can tell me that because these are things that never taught into school in America. As what I get to find out. I thought it was, but it wasn't. So, when was the 14th Amendment adopted? It's adopted in 1868. 1868. And I'm going to explain to you. After the Civil War, to protect freed slaves. So after the Civil War, that is when it started from. So a long time that, and I know that not change. Yes, them change it in the civic test now. A lot of these history, they wipe out some of these history and put in some new things in it. Yeah, the immigration do that. All right. So, number 12. Why was the 14th Amendment created? Very good question. To guarantee citizenship and equal protection. So I'm saying it's so important it is. Yes. All right. Explanation. It locked equality into law. Okay. So number 13. What does subject to the jurisdiction thereof mean? All right. It means includes children of foreign diplomat, includes everyone else born on U.S. soil. So this into the 14th Amendment. So I'm saying yes. All right. Explanation for that is ensure fairness in citizenship. Yes. That is why birthright citizenship can't ban or Congress can't go around it, that legislation. No time at all. No one can go around that. Yeah. I tell you that. Because that undone from whole heap of years. Whole heap of years, over 100 and odd years. You know, see it. Okay. All right. So that is why American people don't have to know on a constitutional rights, on a constitution of a country. You can't ban a country and you don't know your constitution. You know, see, because me know the constitution. So when a guy come to me and tell me this and that, but me tell a guy, say, you're not ready yet. You understand? All right? Okay. So number 14, does birthright citizenship applies to children of undocumented immigrants? That's a very good question. Very good question. I'm going to answer for that. And the answer for that is YES. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely yes. So, in other words, this is the problem now where the immigration know that, but it's due to the fact that some politicians now want to change it. They say, well, why certain things? Why this? Once the person in America, if the person undocumented or not, especially a woman, and they have a child on US soil, that child automatically becomes a citizen. So I'm saying simple ABC. The 14th Amendment said that. If me come from my country and come in America legally, get my green card, go for my citizenship, me can get my citizenship. You understand? That in the Constitution. So it doesn't matter whether a person documented or undocumented. Once the child born in America, for America side, that child is a citizen of America. Simple ABC. That can't change. No time at all. You understand? No one can rewrite that amendment. No one can reverse that amendment. Congress can't do it. The President of the United States cannot do it. Nobody else cannot do it. You understand? So, when you hear argument about these changes of that, tell person quit those arguments. These are arguments that I don't hold with people in America because I know a lot of people in America don't know the Constitution. I tell you that. I quiz them a lot of times. Yes. All right. Let me explain it why. If born in the United States, they are citizens. If in the United States, they are citizens. So once you're born in our United States, you are citizen. Doesn't matter if you're undocumented or what. Once the baby born on the side, you're a United States citizen. Simply ABC. Okay? All right. So number 15. Can Congress end birthright citizenship? That is the big question everybody wants to hear, because enough people hear this: if Congress can ban it. The answer for that is NO. That is no. Congress can't ban birthright citizen. Okay? Explanation. Only a constitutional amendment could change it. Could. And as I tell you, the maths there big, and I will tell you about that maths. The only way you can change the constitutional, you can change the amendment is, or you could change the amendment. You have to have 2/3 majority in the House, 2/3 majority in the Senate, and 3/4 in the states in America. For even rectify it. Not change it, rectify it. And that not in the Congress today. So I'm saying, okay, it have never done before. So I'm saying, once it never done before, it can't done again. So this 14th Amendment will remain for years and years. So I'm saying, yes. All right. So let's move on now to the final topic, which is the Supreme Court and citizenship. All right, question number 16. What case confirmed birthright citizenship? What case confirmed birthright citizenship? All right. The answer for that question is United States versus Wang Kim Ark, and that is from 1898. So I'm saying, yes. I'm going to explain it to you, viewers, so you get a better understanding of it. The court rules children born in the United States are citizens. Simple. You understand? There is no other way to that. It can't reverse. So I'm saying, as you know, I hear a certain individual, I say, the reason why them want to change is because due to certain circumstances of the immigration and people. I said, no. And it's the first country, America is the only country that have this law. That is not true. You have other countries have the same law. Once a person born, if a foreigner leave America and go in my little country, Jamaica, a woman, and have a child in Jamaica, that child is a Jamaican citizen. Is a Jamaican birth certificate that child will be getting. You understand? Simple ABC. So when I hear some people say, well, America is the only country that have birthrights, that is absolutely not true. That is false. Look it up for yourself. And you may tell you, Alfred, I tell you this. That is absolutely not true. Okay? All right. So the explanation. Citizenship is national, not state-based. It's a national thing. Okay? All right. 18. What is equal protection under the law? What is equal protection under the law? And the answer for that is government must treat all citizens equally. And that's a fact. Explain. Race or background cannot change your rights. Race or background cannot change your rights. 19. Can Congress remove rights by majority votes? Very good question that. And the answer for that is N-O, no. I'll explain that to you why. Rights are protected by the Constitution, not politics. So when you hear some politics guy go around and say this about the Constitution and themselves, that politician only run up his mouth. I tell him, can't touch the Constitution. As me tell you now, the Constitution are the backbone of America. You understand? It are the boss. It are the founder. For all situation where take place in America today. No guy, no Congress can ban that. Near see, simple ABC. All right. 20 and final. Why does the Constitution matters today? Very good question. You want to know why? It protects rights from politics. I'm going to repeat that again. Why does the Constitution matter today? The answer for that is it protects rights from politics. Politics can't touch it. So I'm saying, okay, I'm going to explain it why. It is the wall that keeps freedom safe. Yeah. And that's the 20 question. As you know, Alfred will ever come to you with anything pertaining to the American Constitution or even immigration. So I'm saying, so thank you for listening to Inside Commentary. As you know, next week we'll come back again with another interesting topic from Inside Commentary. And so I hope you guys have a wonderful evening until we meet again. So take care of yourself. So I'm saying, okay.